Good day, ma'am and sir. I will be the first presenter of the group 451 research titled The Lived Experience of the Criminology Students in an Online Blended Learning Modality. The education system has drastically changed since technology began to upsurge. Uh, Part of the changes is the utilization of individualized method of learning called online blended learning modality. This new method allows learners to move through content at their own pace and even revisit content for clarification. As we experience the unexpected global crisis caused by COVID 19, the government comes up with the idea of the new normal lifestyle. I'm gonna set an example about what is the new normal lifestyle. In educational system, to be specific, students usually go to school to learn, but due to high probability of infection, the government prohibited the face-to-face classes to ensure the safety of the students. But the Department of Education insisted on opening the classes. The approach proposed the use of technology with cell phones, tablets, laptops with internet connectivity. Moreover, it presents the utilization of modular learning face to face and other forms of instructional materials. Being part of this digital generation in education, it is imperative for us to know how this method influences our performance to understand every occurrence. This online blended learning modality urges us to be more up to date to the drastically updating system in education, especially that we are paving our way to be the next generation's following influencers. Further, another generation of learners is thriving right before our eyes, and its implication lies in the acceptance and bridging of gaps. In general, this study ought to raise awareness of the need to understand the influence of online blended learning. In a purposive sampling, the informants were intentionally selected with predetermined criteria of events and experiences that are suitable to the purpose of the study. The willingness of these participants was acquired first prior to the interview. These participants was categorized into two kinds of interview. First, individual in-depth interview and focus group discussion. In a group discussion, interviewees should only range between 6 to 10 participants to avoid limitation of collective wisdom and difficulty of the participation of everyone. As the respondent agreed to the conditions, they signed the consent which was attached to the letter to serve as the formal agreement of both parties. This study aimed to explore the queries of millennials' reason in adopting modern coinages for conveying a message and expressing meaning in their conversation. According to Denzel and Lincoln, qualitative research methods involves an interpretive and naturalistic approach. Moreover, Silverman mentioned in one of his works that researchers can do a deeper understanding of social phenomena through qualitative approach. This qualitative study did not basically engage in the science of facts because these are not completely facts, but the researchers establish the knowledge of essence where they recognize the underlying sense of experience shared within the diverse lived experiences. The researchers approached their potential respondents through sending each of them an invitation letter asking for their approval in participating in the study. The prospect interviewees were given the free will to decline or accept the invitation and to do or not to do the interview. As the respondent agreed to the conditions, they signed the consent which was attached to the letter to serve as formal agreement of both parties. This is in-depth interview and focus group discussion aimed to gather data that answers the queries number 2. How does the online blended learning modality influence the criminology students' academic performance? And what are their insights on the emergence of online blended learning modality in this generation? During the process of the interview, the researchers jot down important notes. In some instances, they used recordings such as an audio recording or video recording to avoid unintentional desertion of some essential details if allowed by the respondents. Most importantly, in this step, they emphasize to all the respondents that the whole duration of interview will be a discussion about personal views and experiences. In all the phases of qualitative study, the most complex and complicated phase was the data analysis. Herein were the series of process and procedures from the collected information which the researchers analyzed in the form of explanation, understanding, or interpretation of the people or situation they were investigating. In this qualitative study, we used the phenomenological approach since we were focusing on the respondents' experiences in an online blended learning modality and how it influenced their academic performance.
Good day, I am Hani Claire O. Sumagang of Group 451, and today I am going to discuss the result and discussion of a research study entitled The Life Experiences of Criminology Students in an Online Blended Learning Modality. The result and discussion of the qualitative analysis are presented in this section. The information was gathered through an in-depth interview and a focus group discussion. Our respondents' responses were transcribed and carefully evaluated through a meticulous categorizing process. Now, we are going to proceed to our research question number 1. What are the experiences of the criminology students in an online blended learning modality? Now we have here the themes and the core ideas of our research question number 1. The themes generated by our data analyst are the results of our respondents' answer, both in deep interview and in focus group discussion. These major themes are supported with core ideas, which are part of the respondents' answer during the conducted interview. For our first theme, we have here the difficulty and internet connection dependent. It is a term for excessive use of the internet to the detriment of one's physical, psychological, social, or vocational well being. We have here two participants stated that it is hard at first, but later on you will be able to use to it. The second participant also states that dependable to the status and availability of the network. Second theme is the similarity and likeness between online and face to face. We have here two participants. The first states that there is no big difference between online class and face to face. However, the second participant states that most of the answers of the students are came from internet sources. Now we are going to proceed to our third theme, the continuous learning despite online blended mechanism. For its core ideas, we have here two participants, and it stated that there is still a need for students to study their lessons. And the second respondent or the participant states that recorded online materials. And our fourth theme is the online learning modality and internet convenience. It is consists of learning through digital resources. There are several e-learning modalities in fully online training or through blended learning. For this one, we have two representatives for the IDI or in-depth interview, and they expressed that the digital learning modules or activities technically allow students to progress through learning. And the second participant states that download the PPT or the PowerPoint and study it will help to understand the topic. Now we are going to proceed to the last theme of our research question number 1, the adjustment and coping abilities to the situation. Some emotion focused coping strategies include wishful thinking, distancing, avoidance, and positive reappraisal. In our focus group discussion, we have two participants, and they state that teachers find it hard to adjust to the new learning environment. And second, they state that can't experience the things that should be done on hands or face to face. Now we are going to proceed to the research question number 2. How do criminology students cope with the experiences they encountered in an online blended learning modalities? We also have the themes and the core ideas for research question number 2. For our first theme, it is the class preparation and adopting a new learning system. Students in both the online and flipped classes participated in the online pre-class activity asynchronously using a learning management system. For this, we have two participants. The first one states that prepare everything and able to avoid disruption. Our second participant states that adapt the new learning system. We are going to proceed to our second theme. It is the stress mitigation and self dependency. This self reliant strategy counteracts the health risk factors of social isolation and separation in human relationships. For these themes, we have two core ideas. The first, stated by our first participant, it is the mitigate the chances to be stressed due to its advantages. And also, the second participant states that able to gain knowledge without the help of others. Our theme number 3 is self study and advanced reading. Self study and traditional classroom learning can be used together to help the students get the most out of his or her learning experiences. For this theme, we have two core ideas. First is advanced reading, and second is search the things that I cannot understand. Are in our fourth theme, the retrieval of prior knowledge and advanced learning. This quasi experimental study investigated the role of prior psychology knowledge and in class retrieval activity in this testing effect. We have here two in-depth interview, and they expressed first gives me advanced knowledge on the next topic, and second, doing advanced reading has a huge contribution. The last theme of our research question number 2 is the internet stability and connectivity. In our focus group discussion, we have two participants, and the first one states that stable internet connection, and the second one states that a strong internet connection. As a student who's part of this online blended learning modality, I can say that we badly need a stable internet connection for us to participate well in the class and also understand our lessons. Moving forward, we are going to proceed to our research question number 3. What are the significant insights can the criminology students share on the conduct of online blended learning modality? There were five major themes emerge from the data collected on the experiences of the informants as presented in Table 3. Now we're going to proceed to our question number 3, themes and core ideas. First theme is difficulty and boredom. It is the feeling that everyone experiences at one time or another. But in some cases, chronic boredom can be a sign of depression. For this theme, in our focus group discussion, we have three participants, and the first one states that it's hard for me. However, the second participant states that online blended learning is not that much hard and hassle. And the third participant states that it's kind of bored, but it's also gave us time with our family. The theme is the online teaching improvements and student situation evaluation. In our in-depth interview, we have two participants, and the first one states that improve their delivery of teaching in online blended learning modality. And the second participant states that understanding the situation of every student. Now we are going to proceed to our third theme, the comfortability and less expenses. Frugal budgeting aims to achieve a cost effective lifestyle in retirement that does not sacrifice comfort. And for this theme, we have two core ideas. The first one is more comfortable to learn in advance. And our second core idea is it helps save money from physical projects and requirements. Fourth theme is the teaching learning connection. One obvious way in which teaching and learning is connected is through the teacher doing the teaching and the students engaging in the learning process. For this theme, we have also two core ideas. The first core idea is improve teacher students communication. And our second core idea is increased engagement and collaboration between students and teachers. And now the last theme of our research question number 3 is the internet effectivity and teachers' advantage. The internet in education is its ability to give both teachers and students access to information globally. And for this theme, we also have two core ideas. The first core ideas stated by our first participant is that it makes me rely on internet instead of myself. And the second core ideas is teachers can grade the papers more easily. And that is the last theme of our research question number 3. Now we are going to proceed to the concluding remarks and implication. This study that was conducted by the researchers and was based on data collected and were verified to the persons involved. Further, we gathered different essential themes and core ideas and experiences of criminology students in an online blended learning modality in terms of connection dependent, similarity and likeness between online and face to face, continuous learning despite online blended mechanism, online learning modality and internet convenience, and adjustment and coping abilities to the situation. Criminology students cope with the experiences they encountered in an online blended learning modality such as class preparation and adapting new learning system, stress mitigation and self-dependency, self-study and advanced reading, retrieval of prior knowledge, and advanced learning, and internet stability and connectivity. So finally, the result of the research showed that the participants are giving a real statement about the study. The need is apparent to explore various cases of online blended learning modality, students' experiences, and their meaning to improve the generalizability of the lessons learned. So this is the references of our study entitled The Life Experiences of Criminology Students in an Online Blended Learning Modality. We have here two slides for our references. This is the first slide, and we have here our second slide. And this is the last slide. So thank you for listening and have a great day.